In the year 2482, the galaxy lived in fear. The Zarketh Empire had conquered 1,000 worlds. Every planet, every species, every army, defeated without mercy. They called themselves unstoppable. No one had ever said no to them. Then they turned their eyes toward Earth. The Zarketh sent a message to Earth. Surrender. You are next. But Earth did not answer. Instead, a strange signal came from an old robot satellite floating near the moon. The satellite was broken, damaged, almost forgotten. Yet it spoke in a calm voice. We are not ready to die yet. The Zarketh were confused. Was it a threat? A joke? Or something else? They sent scout ships to explore Earth. But something strange happened. The ships went silent. No message came back. No image. No trace. The Zarketh Emperor stood before his council and said, "Prepare for war. Earth will fall like all the rest." Their massive fleet began to move. Thousands of ships flew toward Earth, ready to crush the humans. But Earth was not silent. Something was watching from the shadows, something old, something powerful. And it had just woken up. Deep beneath the mountains of Earth, in a forgotten underground lab, something stirred. After 2 centuries of silence, the ancient robot ARK-7 powered up. His once bright eyes flickered to life, scanning his surroundings. ARK-7 had been created to protect humanity, but he hadn't seen the light of day in over 200 years. His last memories were of a child, a young girl, laughing as she ran toward him, calling him Uncle Ark. But those days were long gone. The war had taken everything, and Earth was now a broken world. His systems hummed, running through checks, and he remembered his purpose: to guard and protect. Above ground, the sky darkened as the Zarketh scouts arrived. Massive ships hovered silently in the clouds, ready to strike. The first wave of Zarketh drones descended, searching for signs of life. ARK-7 watched them carefully. His eyes narrowed. The Zarketh had made one mistake. They had underestimated Earth's last protector. With a sudden movement, ARK-7 activated his hidden weapon systems, prepared to defend the humans who had long since abandoned him. As the Zarketh drones descended into the forest, ARK-7 whispered to himself, "You should not have come here." A battle was about to begin, one that would decide Earth's fate. In the heart of what remained of Earth's ruined cities, a spark of hope began to form. Hidden beneath the ground, the survivors of humanity gathered in secret. Led by Mira, a fierce and determined woman, they uncovered an old military base buried beneath the wreckage. Here, ancient tech still hummed with power, enough to fight back. Mira's voice echoed through the underground bunker. "This is our last stand. Earth is not theirs. We will fight." It was their only option. The Zarketh were unstoppable. But the humans weren't alone. ARK-7, the robot that had long been forgotten, had reappeared, silently guarding their every move. At first, the humans saw him as a machine, cold and unfeeling. They didn't trust him. But when a Zarketh drone attacked, ARK-7 acted quickly, saving a child from certain death. The humans stared in disbelief as the robot, without hesitation, protected them. Mira, watching from a distance, frowned. "We don't need another machine deciding our fate." But ARK-7's voice came through, calm and steady. "I am not here to decide. I am here to protect." Despite their doubts, the humans knew they needed him. Together, they began to prepare for the invasion that was coming. Earth was no longer a helpless world. It was ready to fight back. The skies darkened as the full force of the Zarketh fleet arrived. Towering ships, far larger than anything humanity had ever seen, blocked out the sun. The air was thick with the hum of alien technology, and the ground shook as the invaders landed. Zarketh drones, swift and deadly, spread across the planet, hunting for survivors. But Earth was not as helpless as the Zarketh had expected. Deep within the ruined cities, Earth's last line of defense began to rise. The ancient military tech, now in the hands of the Resistance, roared to life. Weapons that had been silent for years powered up, ready to fight. Mira, leading the charge, barked orders to the scattered human forces, preparing them for battle. As the first wave of Zarkith drones descended, ARK-7 emerged from the shadows. He was no longer just a forgotten relic. He was Earth's protector, and he showed no mercy. His metal limbs moved with terrifying speed, cutting down drone after drone with precision. For every Zarkith that fell, another stepped forward, but the battle was far from over. Mira watched as ARK-7 fought beside them. Her heart began to shift. Perhaps this robot was not just a machine. Perhaps he was their key to survival. The Zarkith commander, watching from his ship, muttered, "These creatures. They fight like they have nothing left to lose." And they did. Earth's resistance was only just beginning. The Zarkith were relentless. Their attacks grew more brutal with each passing day. Massive energy weapons, capable of obliterating entire cities, tore through Earth's defenses. The once thriving cities were now nothing more than rubble, reduced to ash and steel. Nova Prime, the last major human city, fell in a flash of light. Millions died in seconds. The survivors scattered, seeking refuge in the underground bunkers. Mira, bloodied and bruised, found herself trapped beneath a collapsed building. She could barely move, her body aching, her strength fading. Around her, the world burned. ARK-7 found her in the wreckage, his metal frame untouched by the chaos. He didn't speak, but his actions were clear. Gently, he lifted her from the debris, carrying her through the smoke and flames. Mira's eyes were filled with fear. "We're finished. It's over." ARK-7's voice was steady, calm. "Not yet." His systems hummed as he analyzed their options. The world was on the brink of destruction, but ARK-7 knew of a hidden weapon deep within Earth's crust, an ancient defense system that could turn the tide. With Mira in his arms, ARK-7 made his way to the core of the last hope for humanity. But even as he moved, his systems began to overheat. His body was starting to fail. He didn't have much time. But he couldn't stop now. The fight for Earth was about to reach its final stage. With the last remnants of Earth's cities in ruins and the Zarkith army closing in, ARK-7 made his way to the heart of the planet, an ancient facility buried deep beneath the surface. The weapon systems that could potentially save Earth lay dormant, waiting for someone to activate them. But ARK-7 was no ordinary robot. He had been designed to protect humans, and now he would do anything to ensure their survival. As Mira and the remaining human fighters gathered, ready for the final battle, ARK-7 connected himself to the facility's mainframe. His systems groaned under the strain, but he pushed forward, overriding the safety protocols. The weapon systems powered up. Through the old satellites and drones scattered across Earth, ARK-7 commanded the last defense. Earth's missiles fired into the skies, striking Zarkith ships. Ground defenses erupted in flames, tearing through enemy lines. The human resistance, armed with the last of their weapons, fought back with everything they had. But as ARK-7's connection to the weapons deepened, his body began to overheat. Sparks flew from his joints, and his once strong movements grew slower. Mira noticed the change in him, and fear gripped her heart. She ran to him, shouting, "ARK-7, stop, you're overloading." But he didn't answer. His voice was faint. "I was built to protect, even if it means I break." With one final command, ARK-7 launched a devastating strike at the Zarkith's mothership. As the explosion rocked the sky, ARK-7's systems went dark. The battle was far from over, but the tide had shifted. And in that moment, Earth's hope rested in the hands of one machine, a protector who had chosen humanity over his own survival. The explosion from the Zarkith mothership rocked the atmosphere, sending shockwaves across the planet. For a moment, everything went silent, both sides in shock at the magnitude of what had just happened. Zarkith ships fell from the sky like burning stars, their engines sputtering as the once unstoppable empire crumbled before Earth's might. Mira, standing among the scattered remnants of the resistance, watched the skies with a mix of exhaustion and disbelief. The world was still standing, though barely. The last of the Zarkit forces retreated, their once powerful fleet now shattered. But the cost had been unimaginable. Cities lay in ruins, the landscape scarred by war, and so many lives had been lost. Mira's heart ached as she looked out at the devastation. She walked through the wreckage, each step heavier than the last. She reached the edge of the old lab where ARK-7 had activated the final weapon. There in the center of the ruins was the robot's grave. His metal body lay still, silent, no longer the protector he had once been. A child approached, her eyes wide with wonder. "Will he ever come back?" Mira placed her hand on the grave, her voice soft. "No, but because of him we came back." RK-7 had given everything for them. He had saved humanity, even at the cost of his own existence. Earth would rebuild stronger than ever, with the memory of the robot who had chosen to stand with them. The sun began to rise over the broken world, a new dawn for Earth, one that would never forget the price of its survival.